Hi, everybody, and welcome to the RV Women Hangout. I'm joined today by Buffy, and she's doing some embroidery or something, don't really know. I don't know if Nana's Joy is going to be joining us, and that's because she's traveling, as you know. Like last week, she was in Canyon, and so for some reason, I think they're headed back to Homeport, but not really sure. As you know, like last week, she was in. Oh, you need to turn off, Buffy. You need to turn off the sound on your other open page.
I did. Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Lori. How are you? It's like 3 people, and I think I'm one of them. I'm not really sure. Anyway, wanted to let you all know that I have determined that the RV Women Hangout will be no more. So I wanted to let you all know that I'm going to be discontinuing as host for the RV Women Hangout. And I invite anyone who is interested and wants to take over the reins of the RV Women Hangout. You're more than welcome to do that. The reason that I'm no longer going to do it on Thursdays at 4 o'clock Pacific time, because I'm just overwhelmed right now, and I have too much to do. And I honestly don't have the time to schedule the RV Women Hangout in every Thursday at 4 o'clock, because quite frankly, I don't know where I'm going to be. And so that makes it a little more difficult. And the challenge of internet is also more difficult. And so I wanted to let y'all know that today, Thursday, the 5th of October of 2017, will be the last time I will be hosting the RV Women Hangout. So what do you think about that? Anybody? 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 No? Okay.
Well, I think that my concern would always be that once you commit to something, that you really want to be there for it. And I can understand how hard that is to do.
Yeah. And that is really, really true, is I do really want to be here for the RV Women Hangout. However, it's just not possible anymore. And so Wind Horse Force 4S Traveler. No, well, the topic is, after today, there's not going to be a topic. No more RV Women Hangout, at least hosted by me. I don't mind dropping in if somebody wants to do this. I wouldn't mind dropping in, but I just don't want the responsibility of all of it. Well, that sucks. But you need to take care of yourself. It's simply a matter of a lot of things going on, and most of those things are putting me on the road to get some stuff done. And it's just the reason I came back from North Carolina. Okay, it's about business, and so I can't fully commit to that, and then also commit to 4 o'clock Pacific time to do the RV Women Hangout, because what happens if I'm not here? If I'm not available, which is going to be the case. Yeah. I'm simple.
Will you be here tomorrow from 8 to 10?
Yes.
For Cox?
I can if you want me to. Okay. That was my son-in-law, and he was asking me to cover for him while he arranges a different internet connector. He's going to do, right now he has AT&T. AT&T is just the worst. And it really doesn't even matter where you are. It's just the worst. So anyway, he's going to do cable. But back to the subject, which is, yeah, I simply just don't have the time to set aside to do the RV Women Hangout. But right now, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Anybody want to talk about anything in particular? Waiting. Talk among yourselves. Let's see what else. Yeah, I've been trying to get the Suzuki fixed since I got back. And the place that specializes in the Suzuki Samurais is packed. They have no way of getting my Suzuki in for its look-see. And I know it's a, what is that called? Vacuum pressure. It's a vacuum hose problem. I know that's what it is, but I just don't know how to facilitate the cure. So basically what happens with the Suzuki is that once the engine warms up really well, it floods. If I slow it down, like to park in a parking space, and then I want to back out of that parking space, the engine floods and then it won't start. I have to wait like 30 minutes for it to start. Then it's fine until it heats up again. So just another, coffin, nail in my coffin. Let's see. So that's it. No more RV Women Hangout on Thursdays. So you guys have to find something else to do. It would be nice if somebody wanted to do it. Sorry?
Or maybe somebody here would be interested in taking it over. I mean, is there any interest out there?
Yeah. Anybody? Lori Smith, you want to do it? And she's gone. Wind Horse Forest Traveler. Let's see. Dreaming of RVing.
Okay, so RV Gypsy Soul says, I really enjoy watching the RV Women Hangout. I don't comment much, but I do enjoy watching and learning new things. Maybe you could do it just once a month.
That would be a matter of remembering. It's until I have a better grasp on what my schedule is going to be, which I don't anticipate knowing that until mid-December. I can't say that I will, can't say that I won't. It's like my RV Lady channel. I haven't posted a video in weeks. Really, since I got, well, no, I think I posted one about being at the beach, but don't have the expertise. And there is no expertise to this, by the way. And it's basically about engaging your audience. All you have to do, pick a subject and then just talk about that. Pick something that you know, because it's going to be you talking more than anybody else. And that has been a disappointment to me. And I have to be honest with this, is that when I started this, 4 years ago, not really even sure. Of course, we did take that hiatus for 8 months. It was supposed to be very interactive, where people come on, like Buffy here is on, and, pop in, share their insights, whatever, provide whatever knowledge that they have regarding whatever the subject is. And, my job, honestly, was just supposed to be wrangling everything. It wasn't supposed to be like sitting here talking for an hour. And it's turned into me sitting here talking for an hour. And that was never the concept. The concept was, a shared
forum.
yak for women about RVing and things that we don't know, and the funny things that we call stuff. And had that that hangout before about, you know, men always, you know, I'll need that 6mm wrench, and you know, women are just like, needs to be big, get me that one. You know, it's because we don't know the names of anything. I mean, at least for me, I don't know the name of any tools. Hammer, flathead screwdriver. Yeah, I got that one down. But in somebody's infinite wisdom, they made bazillions of tools, and they all have different names. Yeah, never want to learn those because I don't care. You know, I just go and explain what I need or want and make some guy tell me what the name of it is, which is completely out of my head as soon as he says it. But I just buy whatever it is that I need. It's the thing that I need. That's what I call it. But, oh, speaking of the thing that I need, you know, Home Depot. No, not Home Depot. Okay. So let me explain. My daughter and son-in-law's house, their driveway is on an incline, and that incline, of course, causes my RV when it's parked in their driveway to be not level by a lot. And so I went to Home Depot, and I was going to build levelers. We've all seen them, you know, cut wood, stagger it, put it together, blah, blah, blah. Went on YouTube, of course. I was hoping there was one in here, but there's not. I went on YouTube, of course, and looked to see how to make them. And so then I went to Home Depot. And at Home Depot, as I'm doing the math on all the wood and the screws, and not to mention my time that it was going to take, I realized that I was spending probably $45, if not $50 in, and then there was my time. So went to Harbor Freight, and at Harbor Freight, they now have the drive-up ramp things, but previously they didn't have the drive-up ramp things that held anything over, say, 7,000 pounds. Okay, and we all know that our RVs weigh way more than 7,000 pounds. And so now they have one, and I want to say it's 16,000 pounds. And so bought those. They were $39 plus a coupon, so like $30, $32. I bought these ramps, and they come apart in two pieces, and then they kind of click together. They're very cool. I should probably make a video about them because they are very cool. And you drive up on top of them, and now there are no steps to it. You know, it's like I needed a substantial lift off the ground to make this RV level. I want to say that the it's probably 5 inches, maybe 6, is the top of the drive-up ramp, and I still need to go another inch in order for the RV to be level. And I'm just eyeballing it. You know, I don't measure anything because that would be too, I don't know. I'm kidding. It would just be too, I just don't measure anything. It's just laziness. Let's just call it what it is. I'm just lazy, and I don't want to find the measuring thing, and I just like eyeball it, and I'm good. But if you need to lift your RV for whatever reason off the ground 5-6 inches, these things are ideal to do that. As I said, they come apart, which means they fit in your bin or bins, and yeah, I'm taking them everywhere I go now. And I have the build-a-block, stack the blocks on top of each other to level your RV because I don't have self-levelers. I have the ramp things that gives you the, I think it's 2 positions where you can raise your RV or, you know, attempt to level it. And, you know, those are fine. The little, you know, like Lego looking building block things, those work fine if you only want to go up like 2 inches. So it's more like leveling on level groundish, levelish ground. Whereas for this particular scenario, I needed to bring the front end, not the dualies in the back, the front end up. These worked perfectly. Now, I would have to go buy 2 more to lift the rear end up. But the rear end here is, you know, kind of level-ish with the front end now, because you never want to not support your tires. Yeah, you never want to do that. You need your tires to be supported to, you know, keep everything working and whatever. Let's see what else. When I was washing the RV the other day, I noticed that there's like a something something. It's kind of like maybe a ball that goes into a round circle, and it may have something to do with steering, not really sure. But you know, just doing that once a month under the RV inspection, you notice stuff. And once a month I do this. I look under the RV and, you know, see what's going on under there. But anyway, I noticed that it just looks, you know, wrong. So I'm going to take the RV to a mechanic-y person that does whatever that's called under there, and you know, get some thoughts. And it could be like a steering rod, or I don't know what the hell it is. I really don't. Once again, because I don't know what anything is. People have to write this stuff down for me, but it just doesn't look right. It just seems like that ball thing should be more. So I do not ever want to be driving down the road and have whatever that is and whatever that controls to not control it. So, you know, and my RV that I bought, I'm going to have to look back at the paperwork. But anyway, I just hit 90,000 miles on my RV. So I need to make a boatload of money so that I can sell or donate this RV so that I can then buy the RV. I don't know. I have a real anxiety about driving a brand spanking new RV. It's horrible. It's really an anxiety. And I always have this anxiety when I'm driving new stuff, because I don't want to dent it. I don't want to hurt it. I don't want bugs landing on it. I don't, you know, it's like so much anxiety wrapped up in some stupid thing that's heavily insured. I don't know. And, you know, I've been driving my practice RVs now for a number of years. And I don't know that I can get that mindset out of my head. I can hit that branch. This is just a practice RV. You know, I have to get that out of my head. But anyway, anybody have any questions or comments? Did anybody miss the fact that this is going to be the last RV Women Hangout? What? Yeah, it is. We only have 14 viewers, so a lot of you will be seeing this later. And if you want to make a comment on the comments below, just go ahead. If somebody wants to take over the RV Women Hangout, I invite that person to do that. You know, I think that women need this type of forum. Though we appreciate and learn many things from men, I think women have different spin, different thoughts about stuff, and And I think having a venue that shows that or can talk about that is really a good idea. Now today I went to the farmer's market. Yes, I did. And I bought this, which is 100% pure argan oil. Is anybody an argan oil person?
I am. I love it.
Yeah, it is really good for your skin. It's got those amino acids, whatever, for wrinkles and crap, brown spots. I have sun damage from years of being in the sun. Oh, more than that. Who am I kidding? I remember as a kid laying out in the sun with reflectors, with baby oil and mercurochrome inside the baby oil. Don't ask me why. You shake it up and you put it on and it burns the freaking crap out of your skin. But yeah, I've been laying in the sun since I was 15 years old, and we don't need to do the math on that. But anyway, this was kind of a reasonable amount of money. You'll see a lot of shampoos when you're and whatnot, where they say it has argan oil. Yeah. This product oil is made from a tree that's found, or trees that are found in Morocco. Is that right? Morocco, yes, which is in Africa. And the nuts off the tree are taken and then they're dried. The husks are removed, which leaves the nut. And so then they grind these nuts, separating the oil from the meat, if you will. And it just has a lot of properties that if anybody is interested, you can buy this online at S as in Sam, A as in Apple, F as in Frank, A as in Apple, Argan, ARGAN.com. And I'm sure this guy will send it to you. He's very nice. And he's from Morocco. Very nice man. And that's all I have to say. I bought honey and I bought turmeric. Can you see that? Turmeric. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with turmeric, I will explain a bit about it. I'm not going to read this, but okay, maybe I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I was like, where are my glasses? So there. Turmeric has been used for 5,000 years as a medical herb in the ancient whatever medicine. Back even in Roman times, it was used for many different remedies, such as colds, indigestion, chickenpox, blood purifiers, skin conditions, antiseptic, inflammation, and as a cure, and as a cure-all. Now, what I use it for, it is a powerful antioxidant, which of course helps you prevent cancer. And for me, it is the way I control my blood pressure without having to take prescription pharmaceutical, whatever. This was, it's 8 ounces. It is from India. And I want to say, I'm so bad at this. I paid like $8 for it. Now, I could be wrong. But they have a website too, which is Turmeric, Turmeric, store, S-T-O-R-E, 8, as in the numeric 8.com. And it's a spice. that lowers blood pressure. And I, with the many things that I have been up to in the last 30, 40 days, I have noticed, no, I have high blood pressure medication that is prescription. Okay. But I have been out of turmeric, and this is how I was controlling it before. Now, I went through a period of about 2 weeks where I wasn't taking anything. Big mistake. So anyway, I started back on my high blood pressure medication, which brought my blood pressure down. And when I say my blood pressure is up, I mean it's 195 over 90. Okay, a good blood pressure is 110 over 80. And it's bad that I let my blood pressure get that high. So how much does it lower your blood pressure number-wise? Well, when I take my high blood pressure medication, it brings my blood pressure from, you know, astronomical, you're going to have a heart attack area, to like, 138 over 80, 85. Usually something like that. It stays right in that range. I should just go get my blood pressure thing and show you. But because it keeps a history, because I take my blood pressure every day. And so, except when I'm not taking medication, and it's because I don't want to know, so I don't take it. But it keeps a history for you on the machine itself. And anyway, so when I started, of course, taking the whatever my blood pressure medication is, it starts with a P. Okay, maybe I'll think of it later. But it brought it down. Now this does the same thing. It brings my blood pressure 130 over 80. You know, I can literally, not figuratively, I can live with that. I cannot live with something close to 200 over something close to 100. Can't live with that. But
Lisinopril.
a couple of nights ago, cinnamon?
Lisinopril.
What? Yeah, that's what I take, lisinopril. Okay, it doesn't start with a P.
Lisinopril.
Yeah, that's my high blood pressure medication, is lisinopril.
That's mine too.
Okay, and then I take a, maybe this is the one that starts with a P. It's a water pill, like a water pill. Do you take that too?
No.
It's just me. Okay. Well, I've got some heart issues, so they never want any kind of buildup in fluid, you know, in my chest, heart area. Anyway, how much and how do you take it? Okay. This, I have never bought like this, like in a bulk package. I have always bought the pills, capsules. And she had at the farmer's market this in capsules. And what I'm going to do with this is go online. You can buy capsules. I'm going to do the capsules myself. I'll be taking, it's about a spoon of this per capsule. And only because I only know that because I opened the capsule once. So it's about a half a teaspoon, and that goes inside the capsule. So until I get the capsules, which they're cheap, you can buy like hundreds of them for like next to nothing. But I'll just put it in cream cheese and eat the cream cheese or something. That's really good for my gallbladder. But until I get the capsules, I'll just take it straight. The nice thing about the capsules is you can get timed release. I don't know what's going on out there. You can get timed released, and know, lets it go throughout the day, which is really ideal. And the reason I didn't buy it in the capsules is, okay, I'm gullible, but you know, I can see this. And if you price turmeric on like Amazon, it's not that expensive and you get about 30 days. This would be roughly 2 months worth in this package. So it probably has directions.
So then when you're taking the capsules, are you taking one a day or?
I will probably, I take one in the morning and one at night.
Okay.
And it's about the, sorry?
I think that's what Windhorse Rider wants to know is how much you take. So if each capsule is a half a teaspoon, you're taking a teaspoon a day.
Yes. And so, and you can, you know, it depends on how, if you like the taste or not. It's a spice. Think about it. You can mix it with rice and take it that way. You know, obviously you do not, I mean, when I add spices to something or something, it's like the last ingredient that I add to anything. And that's because I don't want to lessen the taste or whatever. Lose some of the nutrients or whatever it is that it's supposed to be delivering. You know, I don't want to lose that. It's kind of like honey. You know, people think it's okay to heat up honey. It is not. And when you, if you ever buy honey, you want to make sure that it's not cooked and that it is just tea box honey done. Nah. I was just reading Graced Beyond, and thank you. You know, it would be nice if somebody would pick up the mantle of the RV Women Hangout and go, but you know, I don't seem to have any takers here. The first time I ever had a gallbladder attack, I thought I was having a heart attack. That's how bad it was. And, you know, women have heart attacks different than men. You know, men, the arm goes numb, they grab their chest and fall to the ground. You know, bingo, you're having a heart attack. For women, it's way different. You can have like neck pain when you don't usually have neck pain, or back pain and you don't typically have back pain. You know, you can kind of feel your heart, and that sounds like a really weird thing to say, but you can kind of feel it. Some women will just sweat for no reason. They're kind of, they are symptoms that can be confused with many, many, many things. Dizziness, of course, and that's because blood isn't getting properly to the brain. Confusion, again, getting properly to the brain. But as far as having my gallbladder removed, I'm okay with just letting it be. You know, it's just not something that I feel needs attention, you know, unlike, you know, my blood pressure. That needs attention. Whereas my gallbladder, if I reduce the amount of fat that I eat, and of course eliminate gluten, and for those of you who have arthritis, gluten, look online, and we know the internet never lies. You know when I say that I'm being sarcastic, right? Okay. Gluten, which is bread and, you know, bread, anything with flour in it, is an irritant and increase your arthritic pain, arthritis. It will increase your arthritis. Gluten. If you eliminate gluten, arthritic symptoms will reduce 80-fold. There was a woman that I knew 31 years ago, and she was really old then, 87, and I used to go swimming with her every day. It was a long story. I was pregnant with my daughter, and that was my exercise that I did, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I asked her, I said, you know, at one point I just asked her, I said, you know, how old are you? And she said, you know, 87. You know, she had a great body for an 87-year-old woman, and real spry, never missed a day, rain or shine. She didn't care. She was in the pool. And I said, you know, why are you so diligent about doing this? Pregnant. I said, you know, I'm doing it because I'm pregnant. And the pool we were swimming in was a public pool, but it was a saltwater pool. So she said, the reason that I do this is for arthritis. And she said, and in my family, with the exception of me, are crippled with arthritis and exercise. And she says, you know, and I don't eat bread ever. And she said, you know, if you were smart, you wouldn't eat bread either, but, you know, I'm not smart. So had to have that pie, had to have that, you know, roll, had to have that, whatever. But very, very bad. But, you know, as long as I stay away from high fats, my gallbladder is fine. You know, I've got my appendix, I've got my tonsils. And in my era, all you had to do was say, you know, I think I have a runny nose, and they rip the tonsils out of your throat. But, you know, I still have everything. Do I? Thinking. I have pretty much everything. I have to really think about that. But, you know, I have a cousin. She had her gallbladder out. And, you know, whether you have a gallbladder or not, you just have to watch what you eat. Because even though they take out your gallbladder, it does not say, hey, let's sit down and eat a bucket of lard. Because, you know, your body still has to process that, and you've lost your gallbladder, which is that thing that helps you process that. No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it until I am so doubled over in pain for so long. And I actually went to the emergency room because, again, thought I was having a heart attack. The guy said, you know, you've got a that is in the neck, and just hold out, it will pass. And I said, okay, you know. He said, but you should really have your gallbladder out, because see all these little stones down here? Yeah. And he says, well, you know, those are coming too. I said, it's okay. I said, I'll deal with those when it arrives, when they arrive. But for this one, all I need to know is, what is it? What is it that I cannot see that's inside my body that's, you know, torturing me? I just want to know. And then I just say, oh, it's my gallbladder. Get all tense or whatever. And I'm, you know, not a big fan of doctors, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, until they take the word practicing out of the next to medicine, yeah, I'm out. You know, these guys are, these individuals who are doctors are practicing medicine.
Yeah, that does seem a little, that does,
yeah.
I've never thought about that before, but that is kind of weird. It does say that.
Yeah. And what do they call the person that graduates last in their medical school?
That's what I've always said. If somebody's got to graduate last.
That individual doctor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't feel like letting people, I can practice on myself. You know, nobody knows the soul body more than me. I know this body. I know what's going on with it. And I have no desire to let anybody else practice on me. You know, I can do this myself. Let's see. I heard a couple of really funny jokes. Bread is so addicting. Yes, it is. And when you smear a bunch of really high-grade butter on it, even better. Had tonsils and adenoids out in, I'm thinking that's 1959. Have one large gallstone myself, wouldn't want to have it removed. You know, I don't see the reasoning behind it. You know, I've got my tonsils and adenoids. I believe all of my siblings have their tonsils and adenoids. Not really sure. But, you know, it depends on what you can endure. You know, men are kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Real pansies. And so the slightest bit of pain or whatever, and you know, they want somebody to take out their appendix or rearrange their brain or whatever. Whereas women, you know, let alone just having a monthly period, you know, women are just tougher all around. I think women are. Hi, Roger. Hi, Lisa. You weren't here when I announced the fact that we are no longer doing the RV Women Hangout. But, yeah, it's true. My schedule has just become one that is not conducive to being someplace at 4 o'clock on a Thursday. You know, it would just be hit and miss, hit and miss. And I said before, I haven't even been making videos. I made, when I went to the farmer's market today, I made like a 2-minute video of that in the camera forever because it just won't, you know, I don't have the time to upload it and edit it and whatnot. I wouldn't even edit it. Oh, no. I miss you so much, but I understand. Thanks. I think that, oh, and as I said before, if somebody wants to carry the banner of the RV Women Hangout into future, happy to do on how that's done, what to do, how you set up a hangout, stuff like that. I'm happy to write it all down, or we can Skype, and I can explain to you how it's all done, walk you through it, because it's really not that hard. And it just, you know, gets it done. What is that smell? It smells like a chemicals or something. So that horrible thing in Vegas, was that not horrible? God, that was horrible. All of those people dead, all of those people hurt. It just, I mean, yeah, it's like sometimes you wonder, other times you know. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any conceivable reason for this guy to have done it. Time will tell what really took place, what was really happening, stuff like that. You know, because I've heard reports off and on all day that it was one location that he was scouting in order to, you know, begin his onslaught of terror. And I don't care what anybody says. This is terrorism. I don't care what people say. Yeah, this is freaking terrorism. And if you are afraid to leave your house and go to a public venue for whatever reason, the farmer's market scares you, then this is terrorism. And when I went to that farmer's market today, and I'm talking to this woman and looking at the buildings that surrounded the farmer's market where somebody could be sitting up in a window with a gun, and through my head. And
you know what? Here's the thing about that. I kind of believe, like, we've had people that sit on top of the overpasses and shoot at cars going down the interstate. You know, all of those things. Those people their intention is to strike terror. So, you know, the fact that it's not necessarily about a religious reason or, you know, that type of thing that we're used to thinking about terrorism or the definition of terrorism. I think that anybody that does anything that is just,
Yeah, and here's our government just saying, no, this is not terrorism. Well, let me put a gun in your face, and then you tell me whether or not you are afraid and that your heart feels terror, and then we'll talk. That is so sad. A friend of yours was shot in the leg. That's horrible. You know, it's there were a couple police officers in San Diego that were over with their wives, and you know, they got shot. I don't know. I know the two men, cops, survived. I don't know the condition of their wives. That they were fine. I'm hoping everybody is fine. But, you know, once again, this is just, and I can't even say that this is due to else. You know, Timothy McVeigh. What? You know, blows up the federal building in Oklahoma City. Day. Honestly, the biggest threat to are white men over a certain age. Like, yeah, they are. If you think about it, these mass murderers are white men or white, like teenage boys. They're white. It's amazing to me. It really is. And it makes me sad, you know, to the point where, you know, here are all these, and I'm white. I'm not a man, but I'm white. Here are all these white men in, yeah, we might as well do this for the last, and I never talk about politics or anything like that on the RV Women Hangout. But here are all these white old men running our country, and done. I'm sure they're all taking whatever that medicine is that I can't think of the name of it, so they can get an erection.
Viagra.
Yeah. White men taking Viagra, which means they're out of their minds, and then this, and then Trump throwing paper towels at the gathering in Puerto Rico. Kidding me? Who did he think he was? Santa Claus passing out presents? What were they going to do with paper towels? Should they go outside and, I don't know, suck up some water, or I don't know.
Well, my thing about it, I feel like if you have a strong enough opinion, then, and I'm not saying this to you or a reflection of you, it's just that there aren't that many people that run for political office. And the reason is because they become such targets for people to attack how they vote, attack, you know, whatever. And we're losing the battle before we even get started, because young people will not engage in the political system.
If they do, they're already corrupt at a young age, because all these people do is they don't get anything done. They sit in their office, they lie, and then they collect money for the rest of their life, along with the greatest health care that there is in the United States, for free. It's like the guy who got shot, he's a congressman, who got shot when they were doing the baseball practice or softball practice or whatever it was that they were doing. And he was shot. Of course he lived. He's a congressman, given the best medical care that there is and the best rehabilitation is on the planet, and yet our returning veterans have to stand in line and wait weeks, and they have gone out to defend this country.
My husband goes to the VA for his medical treatment, and I will tell you, I've heard these same stories about other states where people are, you know, waiting in line. I do not, I have gone with my husband, and honestly, if you have an appointment at 10 minutes till 11 or whatever, that's when they come out and get you. We are very lucky. In Cleveland is where the area that I live in, and that's the VA hospital that he goes to and has all of his services done. And they come and pick him up, they drive him up, they stay with him, make sure he gets to his appointments, and then they bring him back home. I feel very badly that there are places that don't have that level of treatment. Because
I think that's the exception.
I agree.
We have in San Diego County, San Diego City and San Diego County, tens of thousands of war veterans, not just the Bush wars. I'm talking about Vietnam. I'm talking about Korea. These guys are waiting for the simplest of, oh, God help you if you need a simple procedure, like, I don't know, a leg, because you're going to wait a real long time. Yeah, and it is too bad that all the VAs are not like that. They should be. They absolutely should be. You know, it should. Guys come home and for whatever reason they need medical assistance. People should be picking them up at their door and driving them there. You know, it is an obligation that this country owes to these veterans or anybody in the military. It is what we're supposed to do. But that's not what we do. We collect guns for 4 years and then go up on top of buildings and shoot people who are attending a, sing-along, whatever they were, concert. And the care in VAs are not the best either. California, they would have really great care, and they do not. Guys can't get blood pressure medication. They just can't. Once a year, they have a homeless, this is how big the problem is here. They have a homeless veterans weekend. Saturday, Sunday. It's over Sunday night, where veterans can come and get physical examinations and some prescriptions refilled, along with clean clothes and socks. They always make a big deal out of the fucking socks. And, these places are mobbed. This event is mobbed by veterans and who just need help. For whatever reason, be it physical or psychological, they're a freaking disaster zone. And we already sent them to one. Why should they have to live the rest of their lives in that disaster zone? I don't understand it. I don't understand this country. I really don't. And
but I do think, though, that if someone is determined to hurt somebody else or a group of people or whatever, if they are determined to sacrifice their own life to do that, there isn't anything, there's not much. I'm not saying there's not anything, but that person, that determined person, is very difficult to stop because you have no.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because they're ready.
Well, yeah. We don't know what wacko thoughts people are having.
Right.
Well, we generally learn what wacko thoughts they're having after they've done some devastating event to this country, with the exception of the Twin Towers. I don't think there was ever a Facebook declaration or a YouTube video, but I could be wrong. I don't know. A lot of these people are doing it for what seems to be like Columbine. What's that about? 2 kids, high school kids, go in and just start shooting up their high school? Well, I know the whole testosterone thing is in play, and, boys in high school are pretty wacko. Right? I mean, am I, like, telling secrets out of school? Hormones are flying, and
I think it's a different world today than it was, you know,
25 years ago when the Columbine kids walked in and like slaughtered their classmates.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? It's probably not 25 years, but you know, Australia, as you probably know, big gun place. You know, they go out and shoot everything. And some years ago, I want to say it was 2 years ago, the prime minister made an incentive. And what the prime minister did was bring in your guns, you money. And of course, they unloaded their guns. People took their guns to police stations or whatever. And now, of course, the problem with Australia versus the United States is there's not as much poverty here. We probably do have as much, if not more, per capita than Australia. But were a lot of people in Australia willing to dump some guns in order to get money because they needed the money more than they needed the guns. Their crime rate dropped. You know, they're mostly domestic crime. You know, husband shoots wife or vice versa. I was there. Wouldn't you just throw the body in with the crocodiles? That's what I would do, but yeah, it's just me. It is changing the Constitution is never going to work.
No, it isn't.
Never.
You're never going to ever separate people from their guns if they want to have them. And I think that it's not a gun that kills. It is a person that kills. It's not a car that kills. It's the person driving or someone else that's driving another car that kills. It always comes down to the human condition. And all you have to do is look at Chicago and see that 3,600 deaths last year. And, you know, nobody ever talks about 3,600 deaths in Chicago. Everybody's obviously carrying a gun and using it. If you divide out 3,600 deaths by 365 days out of the year, that's how many a day?
I don't know. I don't do math.
I don't do math either, but it's either 10 or 100.
I don't balance my checkbook. I don't even have a checkbook, actually. I don't balance my bank accounts. I don't do anything like that. I don't do math. I really don't.
I have a calculator.
For some reason, when you get into the millions of dollars, my math skill just improves exponentially. It's insane. But when you're talking like 510, divide 5 into 10,000, yeah. Is it? I get the calculator out. I know I'm going to make a mistake, no doubt in my mind.
But, you know, you see what I mean? I mean, I just, as horrible as this is, and as much as I'd like to be able to think that somebody could wave a magic wand and say, you know, this is never going to happen again, that's just not where we live. It's just not.
The interesting thing for me, and I once wrote a novel. Well, actually, I'm continuing to write this novel. It's not anywhere near complete. But in a world, it's very similar to this one, a woman started a movement to rid planet. She didn't just stay in her own country, rid the planet of guns, destructive things. Let's leave the guns alone. But guns, missiles, you know, whatever. She started a movement, and she started this movement in this fictional world. There was the lottery for the draft. She had 3 sons, and all 3 of them, and they were like poor people. They were not middle class. They were poor. And was that most of the young men in her neighborhood all got drafted, all of them. And then she went over to where she worked at a rich person's house, and none of those neighbors had sons that were drafted. So she started a movement which accelerated. And believe me, this part of the book is like a chapter, if that long. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Anyway, this woman starts a movement, and she gets killed, but that's say the way. And caused all women throughout the world who are mothers and who are not mothers, who have lost nephews and, you know, neighbors and whatever, had enough. And wait for the book. It was bad. It was very bad. I like writing stuff like that, though. Anyway, that's the end of the RV Women Hangout. You have been here for, you 17 viewers have been here for the last. This is it. It's over. And once again, I don't do math. But if anyone is interested in picking up the mantle for the RV Women Hangout, let me know. You know, I will work with you so that you can do it, blah, blah, blah. I'm no expert by any stretch of the imagination. I am just a woman who can freaking talk for an hour or 5 longer. But anyway, I want to thank you all for all of these hours that we have spent doing the RV Women Hangout. And I haven't told Nana's Joy yet, so let's not tell her yet. She'll probably be okay with it, quite honestly. But, you know, I am going to continue, obviously, the RV Lady. But, you know, videos over there are going to be few and far between, quite honestly. And it's just because, you know, to do a video, like a 6-minute video, takes about an hour and a half. And it doesn't make me any money. So I got to go where the money is. I'm on the money train now. So that's what I'm going to do. And so if you want to get a hold of me, nomadicrvlady@gmail.com. You can always send me an email. I'm really good at responding to them. And that's about it.
RV Lady.
Bon voyage to a new adventure. So, thanks. Take care, everybody. And thanks again.
Good night.
Smile and be brave.